Hey folks, this is Masterath and welcome to Masteraths Series 9, Heat 3! Oh yeah, God, after we finish this, we'll be, over a quarter of the way through the heat. Jeez. Anyway, just before we get onto the heat, which is going to be a good one, by the way, I've got 4 things to say. One, as you can see over there, I have cleaned that bit of the room up just slightly. That's because last week, men came along to install a carbon monoxide alarm in the house, which I thought was very nice of them. It took them 1.5 hours, which is a bit much, but okay, we'll let them off this one time. Number 2, this arena's already taken a little bit of battering, actually, in the first 4 episodes, and I've had to patch it up just slightly. Number 3, that patch of light's going to annoy me by the end of the episode. And number 4, in the 12 years I've been doing Family Duels, and this is the 25th Family Duels series that I'm doing, because I've done 9 MRWs, 7 MRW video versions, I think 6 Extreme Duels. I can't remember if I'm honest, but I did work it out quite a while ago. I think 2 heavyweight royals and an AOD, and I think if you add that up together, it makes 25. Hang on. Yeah, that's it. So this is the 25th Family Duels series I'm doing, and in my 12 years and 25 series that I've done, this is by far and away one of the most difficult heats that I've ever drawn. And as I said, all this is random drawing, you know. As I said, there have been times that I may have thought that the top 8 seeds would go against each other in the heats. Not this time round, but it's very difficult. If I'm honest, any of these 8 robots could win this heat. So let's begin. With Terminator, the 2-time winner of the Masteraths Series Championship of the video version. Hasn't really seen much daylight since then. Current seed number 12. So, it made it to the Heat Finals last time around before being beaten by Dark Effigy. Spawner Supreme, the winner of the New Blood Series 5. Good lifting robot here, a reverse lifter. Similar to robots like Arrowhead 2, only Spawner Supreme came first. Z.E.R.O, a former quarterfinalist in Series 7, in fact. Was beaten in in the Heat semi-finals last time round, so it's going to be difficult for him to see how he gets on. And lastly, Adema, the Series 7 New Blood runner-up, beaten by Titan Blade 12 in that match, and made it to the Heat semi-finals last time round before being beaten by that well-known robot, Torto Terra, both on judges' decisions. Roboteers standby. 3, 2, 1. Activate. This is a blockbuster first round matchup. And I'll tell you, Adema, as I said, Z.E.R.O and Adema, similar to robot like Red Dawn. We always seen Red Dawn eliminate himself. Could we see that again? Z.E.R.O trying to self-right, does self-right. There's a Terminator there. Spawner Supreme self-right using the front hinge lifter. It's 2 front hinge lifters versus 2 rear hinge lifters like Z.E.R.O and Adema nearly getting Z.E.R.O out of the arena. And now again! And Z.E.R.O here is in trouble. He's got to try and self-right and get back in this one. Adema had a chance to eliminate Z.E.R.O. Z.E.R.O getting away. Got too high on that flipper of Adema. And Adema has played very well so far. Terminator lifted by Z.E.R.O again. Now Spawner Supreme pushes both of them and shoves Z.E.R.O into the side. And now Spawn of Supreme there against Adema, and that's a good flip by Adema onto Spawner Supreme. Terminator might have immobilized itself right there. Might have just immobilized itself. That's bad. That is really bad for Terminator. Adema comes right in onto Terminator. Terminator back in though. Terminator okay. Flip again by Adema, and again Terminator has immobilized itself, I think. Z.E.R.O back in. And Terminator hasn't moved for a while. It was self-ride for a bit, but it wasn't moving, if you noticed. A good flip there by Spawner Supreme with the reverse. With the reverse flipper. Z.E.R.O with the front flipper. Adema with a bigger front flipper than Z.E.R.O's. Who is going to fall at this stage? Bill comes in to count out Terminator here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There goes Terminator. Terminator KO'd in the first round. Seed number 12 falls. So, 3 unseeded robots. 1 will qualify. Will it be Z.E.R.O? Will it be Adema? Or will it be Spawner Supreme? Spawner Supreme is down. But is he out? I wonder, is he out? No, he's not. He was just fooling us for a bit there. Adema stuck on his side. Trying to stuff right, using the flipper. Does so. Here we go again. We're back. There are just, 2 robots go through. 1 has to fall. Z.E.R.O and Spawner Supreme finding out. You know what? Z.E.R.O could be the one to go here, I think. Spawner Supreme's played look brilliantly. So has Adema. But I don't think that Z.E.R.O has shown that same promise. That's the promise we wanted to see from Z.E.R.O there. Z.E.R.O having a tough time self-riding. Z.E.R.O having a tough time self-riding. Adema flips Z.E.R.O onto Bill. Bill's just got dogpiled by Z.E.R.O. And now Adema shoved by Z.E.R.O. And again, this arena is not fully flat, and that costs Z.E.R.O there the possible chance of getting a bit of an advantage over Adema. And now, another flip by Spawn of Supreme onto Z.E.R.O. Oh, there's Spawn Supreme! Adema just waited his moment! And in went Spawn of Supreme. Z.E.R.O lucky, if I'm honest. I think Z.E.R.O lucky to go through. Adema could go on to win this thing. That is an absolutely amazing one there. And I'll tell you what, Terminator, there's Genocide. Rolling Exterminator, Terminator over, sorry, not Exterminator, for God's sake, what the frick am I on about? Anyway, he's on the drop zone. What's going to drop? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you kidding me? Are you seriously kidding me? Okay, we couldn't find anything else, so we threw down a frickin' marble. Cease. These drop zones are getting worse. First it was cats, then stupid annoying tadpoles, and now a bleeding marble. Anyway, Spawner Supreme flipped out the arena by Adema. Terminator immobilized himself and is eliminated. It's Z.E.R.O and Adema go through. So, Spawner Supreme and Terminator already eliminated. I'm shocked to see Terminator fall this early. Z.E.R.O and Adema go through to the next round. And we're about to see who will take him on. Velocity. One of the... I think it was the first scoop robot. Or I think Damascus was the first. But Velocity, definitely the more successful scoop robot. Has gotten seedings a few times. Good robot here. It can run both ways up, but if I'm honest, no, it can't run both ways up. What the hell am I on about? It's got low back protection. Yeah. Will it be V for victory or V for very bad run? That's the best I could come up with. Moonstruck, former tag team champion on Legends at one point with, I think, Corrosive, if I remember correctly. Good pushing robot, no self-riding mechanism. Could fall quite early here, but you never know. Hammerhead, in my opinion, the best incarnation of the original Legolas robot, which got seed number 10 in its first series in MRW. Yeah, it could do well here. Remember, it knocked out Hot Wheel in the Christmas Feast match in its last appearance. And seed number 11, Calamity Call 5, finished 3rd in the New Blood Championship of Series 8. Good flipper robot this is. Very well favoured in the pits, and I think a favourite to win here. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. Here we go. One robot is going to fall, and then another one's going to join. Oh, there's a move by Hammerhead. And Hammerhead just smashing like a Hammerhead shark. But the thing is, though, Velocity and Calamity Call 5 didn't have an advantage. They can self-right, and the other two can't. And Moonstruck is already flipped, and that could be the end of Moonstruck. There goes Velocity. Now, Velocity, look at that for a Shremek. That is an amazing Shremek, but there is Calamity Call 5 preventing it from happening. Calamity Call 5 is preventing it from Wait a minute. He's got stuck now on Velocity. Hammerhead is on his own. Bang! Oh, that's a move by Hammerhead. Hammerhead now pushes Velocity. And another shot onto the Velocity robot. Calamity Call 5 flips Hammerhead. Hammerhead up and over. Hammerhead upended. Calamity Call 5. Good robot this is. Moonstruck self-right. And Calamity Call 5 looking for an out of the arena here, I think. And I think he's chosen Moonstruck as his party piece to be flipped out of the arena. But he's not getting what he wants. Moonstruck back in. Again. And I'll tell you what, flipped up. Can Velocity self-right from that angle? I'm not sure, if I'm honest. He's trying desperately. He's trying. He has sort of self-right, I guess. Can he self-right? Oh, yes, he can. Velocity back in. Velocity with the lifter. Lifts up, and now he's in trouble here is Hammerhead. Wait a minute. He's using the wheels to get back on. Fair play to Hammerhead. Hammerhead now. Bang into Calamity Call 5. Skids across the arena floor. And now, shoved into White Lightning's axe. Oh! These two have a rivalry, as I said, a mile long. And White Lightning just caught Calamity Call 5 again. And Calamity Call 5 could fall here in the first round. That would be bad. Velocity again. Velocity comes right in on. Gets nailed by Hammerhead. And again, Hammerhead is on the warpath here. Shoving in to Genocide. And now Velocity trying to calm down Hammerhead. Oh, it's not going to happen. He's flipped himself over. He's actually just flipped himself over. The axe of White Lightning is coming down onto Calamity Call 5. Calamity Call 5 gets underneath and flips up White Lightning. That's what we want to see. White Lightning again fighting, seeing if he can fight in. I'll tell you what, hang on a minute. The axle for White Lightning's axe might be in a bit of problems here. Roly-poly here. White Lightning again flipped up. And Calamity Call 5 is like, yeah, get back in your corner and stay in there. Calamity Call 5 in trouble here, actually. Hang on a minute. Is he going to be okay? Yes, he is. He's going to self-right. He's going to come back down. Here we go. What was it? Genocide's in here. And there is Bill to count out Moonstruck here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Moonstruck is the first to fall in this round. And the house robots come in. White Lightning's over there, actually. Bill's just got owned again. It's Excalibur and Genocide in. The Calamity Call 5 in against Velocity here. And Hammerhead has been flipped. And there's no means of self-riding here on Hammerhead. Velocity, as long as he stays in the game, should be okay. Bill can't really count out because he's been owned by the house robots. Calamity Call 5 flips Velocity. And, well, I'm guessing the judges are going to have to see because Hammerhead's been immobilized for quite a while. And the game's going to have to stop here. But look at this, Calamity Call 5 trying to flip out Velocity. Trying to flip Velocity out of it, but not getting it. Velocity's going to survive until round 2, it looks like. Cease. Yes, he does. Well, that was carnage from the word go right there. Calamity Call 5 in trouble with White Lightning, but he got his revenge on White Lightning right there. And I think the axle of White Lightning came out a bit, and a bit of problem for him there. Hammerhead played brilliantly, but KO'd in the first round again. But at least he stayed intact. Moonstruck also gone, which means it's Velocity and Calamity Call 5 who go through. And here are the semi-final brackets. It's Calamity Call 5 versus Z.E.R.O and Adema versus Velocity. But first, it's Adema versus Velocity. Right, and this is the Heat semi-finals, Adema versus Velocity, and if I'm honest, I can see already a problem here. Velocity and its slow self-riding against Adema's powerful lifter, which was able to flip out Spawner Supreme in the first round. This is going to be a good one. Can Velocity possibly hold Adema down here? Raw tier standby. 3, 2, 1, activate. Here we go, it's Adema versus Velocity, and they collide, and Velocity's got to keep Adema away from the back, because I think Velocity's got higher ground clearance against Adema, but he's got to keep Adema away from the back. But Adema gets underneath regardless and flips Velocity, and the match has now turned on its head. Velocity again. Adema gets underneath and pins Velocity, and now he's got underneath Velocity there, and now he gets to the back of Velocity. That is one of the 2 weak points of Velocity. It can't self-right that quickly, and it's got a weak back point. Velocity again trying to self-right here. He's not getting it at the moment. And Adema again flips up Velocity, but Adema's having a tough time self-righting. He does so. Velocity doesn't have tough time self-righting. is really slow when it comes to Shreemex. And Adema could go all the way here. He could be a favourite. He could win the series. I think Adema's got it. I think Adema's got what it takes to win this series. Velocity's got himself in a whole heap of trouble. That's it. It's done. And Adema goes through to the Heat Finals for the first time ever. It's Velocity who falls, and Adema goes through. Cease. So Velocity out in the Heat semi-finals. Adema qualifies for his first series final. Or his first Heat final, sorry. And he will go up against two competitors who know a lot about being in Heat finals. Z.E.R.O's been in it once. Calamity Call has been in it the last 8 series. Here we go. What a right Royal Rumble match we've got right here. It's Z.E.R.O and Calamity Call 5. Calamity Call 5, of course, the most successful robot in Masteraths history. 3-time series champion. Looking for a 4th reign as series champion. Z.E.R.O, I said it was a new robot, and it made it all the way to the quarterfinals. So you never know. You never know. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate. Here we go. It's Calamity Call 5 and Z.E.R.O. And that's a good start by Calamity Call 5 on Z.E.R.O. Lifts up Z.E.R.O. and shoving Z.E.R.O. into the side wall. Good lift again by Calamity Call 5. And Calamity Call 5, again, I've told him, he's sort of like a tank. He's sort of more like a tank than a flipper. He used to be like a Z.E.R.O. You know, just go for the out of the arenas. Now he's more controlled, more strategic, you could say. Z.E.R.O's got himself in a bit of trouble already. And Calamity Call 5 could have this match. Well, he's got the advantage, definitely, against Z.E.R.O. Z.E.R.O, that flipper, trying to self-ride him. But sometimes it doesn't work, and I'll tell you, White Lightning comes out again. Here comes Z.E.R.O. Oh, Calamity Call 5. That was lucky for him to be flipped up like that. That's another good move by Z.E.R.O. The thing is, though, Calamity Call 5 is lightweight. That is the problem with Calamity Call 5. And he's on his side. And Z.E.R.O. looking to do damage by pushing him into White Lightning, not getting it. Shoves him into Genocide. Shoves him into Genocide. In comes Calamity Call 5 and lifts up Z.E.R.O. into the Genocide's corner. Genocide's corner is littered with robots here. We got Calamity Call 5, we got Z.E.R.O, we got Genocide himself, and there goes Z.E.R.O! Calamity Call 5 gets Z.E.R.O out of the arena, and I'll tell you what, Adema is a similar size to Z.E.R.O. That could be Adema's fate in the Heat final. Calamity Call 5 through. Cease. So Calamity Call 5 makes it through to its 9th consecutive Masteraths Heat final. He will take on, as you can see here, he will take on Adema. What a fight we're about to have on our hands. Adema, gotta be one of the best underrated flipping robots in Masteraths. Calamity Call 5, back to try and reclaim his crown, one of the best robot in MRW. Legends rank number 1, even since Legends began it was number 1, and it's still number 1. Seed 11 versus the unseeded Adema. Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate. Very unlucky that Adema's unseeded. But here we go. It's Calamity Call 5 and lifts Adema up straight away. And again. And I tell you what, Calamity Call 5 is dogged. He's tenacious. That is what he's going to look for. Oh, there goes Adema! What the hell? Look at that from Calamity Call 5! Adema out of the arena. I didn't think that match would be over that quick. But Adema out of the arena. It was again strategy from Calamity Call 5. And Adema got himself caught on the sidewall, and Calamity Call 5 came right in and flipped him right out, just like he did to Z.E.R.O earlier. Cease. Okay, now that is the quickest Heat final in MRW in the new arena at the moment. Calamity Call 5 shocking the world there. If I'm honest, yeah, I'm a big fan of Calamity Call 5 as much as I know a lot of people are. But I thought Adema had it there. Apparently not. But Calamity Call 5 goes through. Seed 11 goes through to the next round, and he will join, as always, Dark Effigy and Diamond Storm. Calamity Call 5 making it through to his 8th series quarterfinal. Well, folks, we've seen a lot of big names fall this heat. Adema being one of them. Calamity Call 5 overcoming the odds, and I'll tell you what, a lot of people have been thinking that this new design will not be as good as the old one. If anything, I think it's better than the old one. It's a lot more sturdy, and as you can see there, it's still capable of flipping robots out. So, folks, I've been the Master. Calamity Call 5 is the next robot through to the series quarterfinals. And remember, folks, you can't spell FMRW without MRW. We'll be seeing you for Heat 4. Goodbye!